Many of us may be surrounded by fault finders. These are individuals who find faults with every person or every situation. These fault finders or nitpickers do not hesitate in trying to find out mistakes or faults in people, regardless of whether it actually exists or otherwise. Their objective is to ensure that they put someone down. Now, considering these fault finders as a reality in our lives, be it professional life or personal life, the question is, how do we deal with them? There are 10 points which you could consider while dealing with these fault finders who bring in a lot of negativity to our lives. The first point is, don't take any point or statement communicated by these fault finders personally. In case you take points too personally, then definitely you would get into a zone of negativity. Once you realize that an individual is a habitual fault finder, then the best approach is to not take the statements communicated by that person personally or to heart. The next point is to remain positive. Regardless of whatever is communicated to you, always be positive. The third point is, when the fault finder communicates about your fault or a certain scenario and tries to bring out negativity, acknowledge their concerns. So you may not accept their concerns, you may have a different point of view, however, acknowledge their concerns, that's going to be extremely vital. The next point is, always be calm. Regardless of what fault someone tries to find in you, do not react. Be cool, calm and composed. Getting agitated or getting angry would not serve any purpose, especially when you know what the intent of that particular person is. Fault finders deliberately try to provoke others. They themselves know that what they are doing is not the right approach. However, they try to do it because of their own deficiencies or inefficiencies. They try to cover up their own inefficiencies or deficiencies by putting or finding faults with others around them. So you'll need to understand the psychology of fault finders. The next point is, offer solutions. So when you know someone is finding faults with you, try to reason and offer solutions, because that's going to be important, because you don't want to aggravate the situation. So from your side, if someone is trying to find a fault in you, try to discuss with the person and offer solutions, and try to ensure that the situation doesn't get out of hand, because these fault finders are actually waiting for that, into how a situation goes on to a severe or more drastic level, and you should try to avoid that. The next point that you'll need to do is to set boundaries. So when you know someone is a habitual fault finder, set boundaries. You will have to decide for yourself as to how much has to be communicated and what has to be communicated with that particular person. So setting the boundaries with such individuals is going to be extremely vital. The next point is, irrespective of what statement has been mentioned to you or the fault which is found by that particular nitpicker or fault finder, try to investigate whether there's an iota of truth in terms of what has been communicated by that person, because at the end of the day, in case there is some truth, even a bit of it, in what the fault finder has tried to bring out, that can possibly be developmental inputs for you. Try to use that input to get better. So investigate and try to identify whether there's any truth in that. The next point is, when someone is trying to identify or find faults with you, ask for clarifications. Seek clarifications from that particular person as to why or what has prompted this particular fault, or the individual finding this fault or mentioning about it to you. So seeking clarifications, that's going to be significant. The next point is irrespective of your best effort. So you have done your very best. You have tried to be as positive as possible. You have also tried to offer solutions, and everything that you have tried to do, you have done it in the best of your ability. In spite of that, the fault finder doesn't beat the retreat. He or she is constantly trying to put you down or cause issues for you. Now, in such a situation, you will have to limit your interaction with the fault finder. Try to only communicate what is necessary and nothing beyond that. That's going to be extremely vital. The final point is focus on yourself. So, regardless if someone is constantly finding fault in you, as I mentioned, you don't need to take it personally. At the same time, ensure that your well being is of utmost importance. Please don't let any point or statement by anyone affect your well being. Don't get swayed by what someone is telling about you, because that may not be the complete reality. So, focus on yourself, ensure that you only accept what you need to accept. In case there are others around you, validate whether what this fault finder is mentioning is something which you need to seriously think about, because I'm sure there would be well-wishers around you. So do seek validation pertaining to the communication by the fault finder, and that would definitely be helpful. So these are the 10 vital points for you while dealing with fault finders. Understand that fault finders are a reality of our lives, be it our personal or professional life, and we have to deal with them with utmost patience, positivity, being cool, calm, and composed, and of course, not taking whatever they have said to heart and not getting swayed by emotion in any manner. Thank you very much for your time.